You ready to hit this episode? Let's fucking go!
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm a boomer.
Holy
I think
fuck.
I'm a zoomer. I think I'm a doomer. Damn, I'm Montezuma. Okay.
Last episode until I go into the great north, into the great beyond, to kill fish again. Welcome to the Grillcast, the only podcast in the whole entire world dedicated to radical centrism. I'm your host, Orion. Joining me as always is Micah. What is up, buddy? Back from the great lands of Canada.
Oh, yeah, Orion. It was an amazing expedition. I learned so much about the Canadian heritage and culture, and it's just all so fascinating that I spent the majority of my time watching TLC reruns.
Well, that's a great American culture. You had to wash yourself of their homosexuality by watching some TLC, seeing some real American shit. So I understand that. And you know, us Americans, we're in a time right now. The 2024 presidential election, the season, it's in a full swing. All right, we're in a full swing. As such, the wingcuck hordes, they've been stirred into a frenzy, these wingcucks. Everything is on the line, both sides throwing out their heartfelt, totally not algorithmically induced policy positions to try and sway the hearts and minds of the American public and groom them into doing the gayest thing they could possibly do. Gayer than drinking Bud Light, gayer than driving an electric vehicle, even gayer than not signing up for our gum road.
Are you talking about voting?
Yes, voting. They want you to vote. And my gorillas, I see it as our duty as radical centrist thought leaders to counter this hysteria-induced homosexuality and put forward some radical centrist policy positions to dissuade those of you who are susceptible to these wingcuck tricks, to keep you all on the straight and narrow. Now, when you hear these divine words of wisdom, these blessed tomes of knowledge sent by God himself, you'll be filled with the strength to ward off those intrusive gay thoughts of stepping into a voting booth and doing something you'll regret for the rest of your life.
And I'd like to step in before we begin here by just reminding the viewership that none of the opinions expressed are wholesalely endorsed by the show or its hosts, and all opinions should be considered innocent until proven guilty.
Thank you for that disclaimer. I'm sure we'll need it in the future when they put all of us radical centrists in a camp to try and kill us for speaking the truth. Speaking truth to power. So, I'll start off with my first policy position here, and that'd be putting glory holes into voting booths, mandating. So, look, if you're to go and vote, you should be reminded of how gay it is while you do it.
Don't forget to stipulate what you're saying here is that whoever is behind your glory hole will be assigned the same sex as you.
Just put some roast beef flaps up to the glory hole, dude. Would that even work? I guess it
actually no.
Could.
Then we'd have a situation where literally like 75% of voters would be female.
Yeah, no, that's a problem. That is a big problem. But you know, if you are going into this ballot box, what you're doing, you're going in there to say which political party is going to bend you over and breed that tight little pussy. That's what you're doing by voting. And so this revolutionary policy of mine, it'll see to it that reality is reflected in the voting booth. You want to make your voice heard, buddy? Well, that's too bad because that mouth of yours is going to be real busy.
That is a great idea, Orion. I think not enough people. You're right. You really have to put some sort of tangible element for people before they start understanding, how fucking retarded they are by going out there and doing these certain things.
Right, you can tell them they're gay for it all you want. They'll, it'll wash off their backs like water. Like they're wearing a raincoat. They won't even notice it.
It's like when you tell a person with, a severe mental disability that they're retarded. They just don't understand what you're actually saying.
Just telling a retarded person they're retarded. Hey, did you know you're actually retarded, dude? No. No, you.
What?
Well, look, radical centrism, it's about dispelling these lies that wingcucks tell themselves. When you're filling in that little bubble next to the Republican or the Democratic nominee, they in turn are filling your butthole with their semen.
Indeed.
So this is the best and only way to convey that to the voter, to beat it over their simple heads. And with that, I'll pass the torch to you.
Yeah, I've started to notice recently that there's just so much division, like people competing over resources, people calling, that for their religion to be the most cared about and respected, people making dividing lines based on what holes they stick their dicks into, or whatever gay shit you like. And I came up with this idea just because I feel like this is an all-encompassing, no one left behind, everybody feel, included thing, which is that we should establish every calendar day a holiday that universally celebrates every religion, every ethnicity, every sexuality, every ideology, every person's heritage, war, and genocide, so no one feels ostracized or left out.
That's really
bold.
Or
the alternative proposal is to just delete all holidays.
Well, no, we can't do that because I need that holiday pay.
Yeah,
I need Christmas presents. Yeah. But no, that's a really good idea because, we have Black History Month and you have the chuds out there. Well, where's White History Month? We have Gay Pride Month. Well, where's Straight Pride Month? And we can placate them. We can say, hey, you're a special little guy too, okay? You're special too. You don't have to feel left out.
You have, you have indigenous peoples week, and then all the Indian people are like, do you know that India will soon be the world superpower in 20 years?
I don't get the connection there.
Oh, I guess I was.
But it should all be celebrated regardless. It should all be celebrated regardless. Whatever it is, because that's the thing. People just want to be heard. They just want to be seen. They want to feel like they're special, even though they're addle-pated simpletons. Even though they have nothing of value. They want to feel that somebody tells them they have value, that the government designates a day that venerates them, that congratulates them for being dirt, for being nothing.
Yeah, they want to be smelt, they want to be felt, they want to be sexualized and fawned over.
And fondled, yes.
And fondled, yeah.
And we as the government believe in fondling everybody at all times.
That's our policy.
Except children.
The radical centrist policy would include equal opportunity fondling for every American.
That's a wonderful policy you've put forward. And one that we adapt to our party line, full-throated. For my next policy position, one that'll blow your mind, it's that abortion must remain legal up to birth. Look, with the striking of Roe v. Wade, I know, it's bold. It's bold.
Okay, Hillary
just
Clinton.
stay with me here. Just stay with me here. I know how it sounds. Just listen to me. With the striking of Roe v. Wade, these Republicans are doing everything they can to destroy the God-given right of scrambling your unborn child like an omelet.
I hate how easily you're able to say Republicans. It makes me upset.
As radical centrists, we recognize the right of the woman to exercise full dominion of her body and flush out these parasitical satanic spawns. Now, this may sound like a standard Democrat position. You might be thinking to yourself, well, that's what all Democrats believe, that, unborn children are literally parasites that have no rights. Well, where do you differ?
Well, I don't know if they're parasites, but they're definitely ugly.
They are, dude. They are.
I'm sorry.
Well, where our policy differs, abortion clinics generally are located in black neighborhoods. That's what Democrats have set up, the racists that they are. Abortion centers should be strategically targeted in black neighborhoods. That's what they believe. They literally see black people as a menace that must be cold.
Is that I'm sorry, this just popped in my brain. Is that the conservative version of the Democrats? They put crack in the black neighborhood?
Yeah, they put abortion centers in black neighborhoods. It's a real problem. It's a real problem, and it disgusts me.
That's also one of those few CIA conspiracies where I'm like, I don't know if I believe that one. I think crack just goes where it goes, and people buy it or they don't.
Well, now they put HRT in white neighborhoods. HRT and puberty blockers. That's the new conspiracy.
All right, I'll give them that. I'll give them that.
I think they do it. They target what they know that these people like. Black people are based. They like crack because it's fun and cool.
If I was a government official selling crack, yeah, I would go to a black neighborhood.
Right. White people like HRT because, I won't go down that road. But look, a radical centrist position is to move all of these out of black neighborhoods and put them exclusively in the most wing-cucked areas of the country. We can target Silicon Valley. We can target Oklahoma. We can even target the halls of Congress. We can strategically place these baby-killing factories that once resided in black areas. And we can cull the wing-cuck menace before they get the chance to ruin future generations.
I wholeheartedly endorse this idea. We are certainly desperately in need of abortion clinics in the DC area, and
just not in the black DC area.
How would you? What?
Like right in the White House.
I think they honestly, yeah, like every wing-cucked area should not only have not just standalone abortion clinics. They should do it like KFC, Taco Bell combination, everything, but with an abortion clinic. So you go in and you have to have a Planned Parenthood checkup before you go in to buy your groceries, or
right, put it right in Whole Foods.
Go to school. Or going to school.
Put a whole fetus deletion center right next to Whole
Would you like a free sample? Would you?
Just a bunch of Plan B. Would you like a free sample, sir? Or ma'am?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that, abortions have been targeted towards black people for too long. It's time to target those who are actually ruining the country, wing-cucks. And with that, I pass the torch to you, my friend.
Oh, okay. Oh boy. Okay. So big issue for this election is obviously going to be the migrant crisis. Okay. The migrant crisis. People are very upset apparently by this whole thing. Trump's making a lot of noise. Biden's. So a lot of people are, concerned about this. And I came up with a adequately fair solution to the problem, which is I believe that we should subject all people who are caught crossing the border and basically stick them in a Squid Game-esque contest to cull their numbers while still allowing one lucky economic migrant to enter with the positions of their fellow fallen contestants. And so that way, we're recognizing that yes, most of these people are just coming here for economic opportunity. So we're going to go ahead and give that to them. And then that gives them the best chance possible once they make it in. But then it also takes us from a million people getting in a month to, one person.
I really like that because the whole contention with this migrant crisis is that they're not sending their best.
Exactly.
If we do this Squid Game, they, by definition, are sending their best. Only the best come in.
They'll be the best possible economic migrant. Yeah. And they'll have that capital from, being able to take the possessions of their fallen fellow contestants. So they'll be in the best position possible to create jobs, to invest, do the things we'd like to see immigrants to this country doing. It'll arguably be a superior system to the legal immigration system.
Not even arguably. You can't even argue that it is. It just straight up is. Imagine, look, the giga immigrant. The chosen one who comes through. Imagine how many toilets that immigrant could clean in one day.
Yes.
That would make up for at least,
Yeah, this will also prevent people from smuggling kids and stuff over because they don't want to have to compete with these smuggled kids.
Yeah, the smuggled kids would probably not fare too well against an adult man.
They don't under normal circumstances.
All right. The only addendum that I would add to this is a path to citizenship, skipping this program entirely for big booty Latinas.
We can all agree to that amendment.
We can all agree to that. It'll be a temporary visa because eventually they'll hit the wall and then they have to go back. Yeah, they have to go back once they hit the wall, but
that's good.
Once they hit the wall, they go back over the wall. That's the radical centrist way. And
Sounds
I'm
good.
glad that you're taking on the idea of foreign issues, because I have some big brain ideas on foreign issues myself. The Israel-Palestine conflict, one of the biggest issues us Americans face today, halfway across the world. Look, this conflict, it's devolved into a full war, as we've all seen. Our eyes gazing upon it in horror, in shock, watching all these brutal deaths from the comfort of our homes on twitter.com. And the idealistic premise of a two-state solution, it seems farther and farther away from our grasp, falling out of our hands as if we're holding sand. Now, the one-state solution is obviously the only answer at this point, but who do we choose? That is a question racking the brains of Americans today. Who do we choose? Do we choose Israel? Do we choose Palestine? And the answer to that is neither. We choose the American state.
Yes.
The one-state
Yes.
solution is the American state. Look, it's time, my grillers, to launch a full boots on the ground invasion of both Israel and Palestine. And we told them to play nice. We warned them. We said, look, you guys need to start getting along. And we're turning the car around and we're not getting
step
McDonald's.
in with the belt. That's what's gonna happen.
They didn't listen, Micah. They didn't listen. And now, we're not limp-wristed Prius parents who just go to McDonald's anyway, dejected and defeated with your little GMO child screaming in the back seat. We're disciplinarians, okay? We're disciplinarians. We're ready to bring out the belt and lay down the law.
I just, I was going to say, I was thinking about this recently during my trip to Canada, just because I looked around and said to myself, why isn't this just ours? Why don't we just own this already? Like, this should just be part of the United States. This is pointless, I look at Israel the same way. The people over there are more American than us. If you really think about it.
They
if
really
you really
are.
think about it. And
they love democracy even more than we do.
Yeah. And if you look at the situation, it's like you said, like, they're not behaving. We've given them plenty of time. They've had multiple timeouts. The only problem here is that Israel would 100% use their nukes on us.
We have more, and we can neutralize the threat before it even becomes a problem.
Well, I hope. I certainly hope.
Well, here's the thing, is that us Americhads, we're a very smart people. We're a very cunning people. More cunning than those dang Israelis, that's for sure. And here's my proposition, is that for our next unanimously voted $100 billion weapon shipment, we just send a bunch of our guys in the crates. No weapons, just a bunch of our guys. A Trojan horse that the IDF will never see coming, as long as they don't listen to this episode. If they're listening to this, we're in trouble.
They got to dress them up as like German soldiers. And they pop out of the boxes. And the IDF gets they get all startled.
Dude, imagine their surprise when they open their crates expecting instruments of death, and instead they're met with the cleansing fire of American ingenuity. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the surprise in their beady little eyes?
I can.
And you know what? We can even partner with these the NGOs, the Palestinian aid organizations. No, definitely not. We can partner with like the Palestinian aid organizations, right? Like these people that are sending loot crates over full of supplies. Yeah, we can fill those with the Americhads, and we can supply them with some 5.56 free of charge. Get some nice beachfront property. From the river to the sea, Palestine and Israel will
be Disney
to America. Yeah, we'll be Disney. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be Disney. Dude, those beachfront properties are pretty nice.
Oh no, that's prime real estate there, dude. It's been freshly glassed.
It's been demolished, waiting to be rebuilt. Okay, it's an American jobs program. We can get record employment numbers. There's literally no downside to invading Israel and Palestine right now and putting an end to this conflict. Because it's the only way it'll ever
I would be
happen.
down also, like, since we kind of hate both sides of this, we hate both sides of this war, Israel and the Palestinians. Or don't hate necessarily, but like we could just care less about, at least me personally.
I hate them!
Yeah. Why don't we just empty? Let's do what Israel is doing to the Palestinians, right? Which is emptying them out through total war and making them flee. Let's just do the same thing to Israel as well. Get everybody out of the region and then just fill it up with Italian Americans.
Hell yeah. Dude, we'll have the best pizza shops in the whole world right in the Middle East.
Those guys can get along with anyone.
Yeah. Everyone likes living around them, dude. That's the thing. The neighboring countries, once the Italian Americans move in, they'll be like, well, and they'll want the Jews back.
It's just a cloud of smoke after they all move in. It's just cigarette smoke and fucking coffee, espresso smoke.
Hey, yo, what's with the falafel over here, genius?
What are we, Greek?
All right, man. I'll let you take this next one.
So for my next radically centrist policy proposal, how do you like that string of words?
Nice.
So America's homeless, right? They're portrayed as being in this state of a crisis. You know, they're used as like emotional leverage from both sides blaming each other for homelessness in the country. And it's not really a crisis, first of all. You know, they're not really caring about the plight of any of these people. It's just a crisis of people not wanting to look at the homeless. So my proposal is, if we relocate these tent cities to the top of skyscrapers, people won't have to think about the homeless, and the homeless in turn get a enormous aesthetic upgrade to their lifestyle.
Yeah, you know, I really like this too. It would be a huge upgrade for them. You've said before, when you're on amphetamines, you like to be up as high as possible, and the homeless are always on amphetamines. They'll be so
it's
happy.
Their natural habitat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's returning them to their natural habitat. It's putting the herd where they belong. And when they do come down, you know, maybe we can invest on getting them some decent clothes and a haircut. That's it. Not improve their lives in any real capacity, but just, you know, not looking as ugly and dejected and degenerate, not looking like they stepped out of the gutter.
Yeah, and homeless people already live, I mean, amazing, inspiring, and interesting lives. So just think of what they'd be capable of if you put them 1,000 feet in the air.
They'd probably learn how to fly. A flock of flying homeless. Could you imagine?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But do you agree with the analysis that people don't actually care about homelessness and that they don't want to see them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and that the homeless are being used unfairly as like political ammunition, or I guess a bludgeon.
Well, that's exactly what happens with either of these parties that we have. Any contingent of the population that they can say, oh, you know, we got your bags, you know, we care about you, we're fighting for you. They'll do it with the homeless by saying, here, have some like free alcohol, have this tent for free. They'll do it with black people. They'll say, oh yeah, we really care that the police are shooting you, but they don't. That's just the American way of life in our politics today. What you're proposing is a way that would actually improve the lives of not only the homeless, but of the people who don't have to look at them anymore. It's ingenious. You should really give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah, I agree. You know, and we don't, it's like you said, you know, we don't have to give them alcohol or any of these weird programs, you know, the homeless never asked for. You know, they walk into a government facility and the worker's like, how do you like your heroin? And he's like, what are you talking about?
Shaken or stirred? Would you like your fentanyl shaken or stirred?
Shaken. But that's neither here nor there.
Shaken,
passing it back to you.
All right, I have one last policy proposal to unleash here today, and I have millions of these. I want to let you know, I could be going on for hours right now, dropping knowledge, changing the political dichotomy as a whole, but this is just a small sample of what the radical centrist movement...
Are you guys writing this down?
You taking notes there, the Grillisha, because you should be studying this.
Your college lecture hall with you and saying, Professor, I'm sorry, but there is something I must do. And then you just start reading our our script.
Right. No, definitely get this in your brain, spread it as far as possible, because this will be the future of America. This will be the future.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. And so my last policy proposal that I'll share with you all today is everyone's tax is $1 less. Look, we're in trying economic times right now, and both parties, they have these broad economic plans. But what they do is that they shadow their true intentions, and they make it too complicated for the layman to understand.
They're doing long division. You're doing simple math.
Right. Look, you can be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna lower taxes." And then what happens? Oh, just rich people's taxes got lowered. Or you have the Democrats who say, "Oh, we're not gonna increase taxes for poor people, only rich people." Oh, that doesn't happen either. Everyone's taxes just always going up. So if I guarantee to you, the American voter, that your tax will be $1 less, that is very doable. That is a doable proposition. It's simple, it's easy, and it's a net benefit. Is it that much? No, but it's better than what you'd get with the other side. And that is the cornerstone of the American voting system, is that it's better than what the other faggot's going to give you.
That is very brave, Orion, for you to offer such a marginally insignificant difference, as opposed to nothing at all. I applaud you.
I mean, think about it. When you go to the store and you pick up that Arizona iced tea, you'll be thinking to yourself, the radical centrist movement bought this for me. This
True.
Arizona iced tea, delicious, cold, that I'm drinking right now. I voted for this. I made this real. I made this into reality.
I had a tangible impact on the political landscape.
So Amazing. There you go. Enjoy your $1, you fucking, you slovenly pig. You fucking idiot. You voter. You dumb piece of shit. Hope you like it.
All right, I had one more radical centrist policy proposal here that I had written down on my list, and that is to ban usury and kill all bankers. Oh shit, that's the wrong list. Hold on. I did not have another policy proposal. That was from the wrong list, folks. I apologize.
Sorry about that. I'll cut that out of the episode.
Technical difficulties.
Technical
on my notepad app.
Yeah. Hey, it happens to the best of us, man. Definitely not just trying to get into power with all these ideas that'll totally happen just so we can do that. No. Definitely not.
All those other ideas were good on their own.
They were. They're bold. They're thinking outside of the box, which is, we use all of them. Because thinking outside of the box is what radical centrism is all about. So that is what we have for you, the prospective voter today. Make sure to go and write in, not even Orion or Micah on the ballot box, just write in the Grillcast. Just write that in.
Yeah.
And speaking of voting wing cucks, I want to talk about Destiny.
And what's he been up to?
Destiny's, yeah, I'm glad you asked that, because
As
Destiny,
if you weren't about to start talking about it.
Well, look. His abandoned child, poor Nathan Bonnell, he recently confirmed everything I've ever said about his absentee father. I've come under fire a lot by Destiny cells, by his ardent defenders of his cuckoldry, of his child abandonment. Yes, there's like a YouTube comment one time or something. Okay. Coming under hard fire for calling it how it is, saying Destiny abandoned his poor child. So Nathan Bonnell, child of Destiny, driven out to the center of a Nebraskan cornfield and left for dead, he finally found his way out of the corn maze, and he took to Discord to dab on his dad.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so there's a few screenshots of what Destiny's child has to say about his very loving and attentive father. Let's take a look at that. Sorry, I'll need 1 second here.
How old is his son?
I think 5.
No way.
No, I don't know. I don't look that much into people's children. So we have Nathaniel the memer here. He says, I've learned more about my dad on his wiki page than I have in person.
It's very indicative, of the state of the father-son relationship when his sub 10-year-old son is already on fucking Discord.
That's interesting that you bring that up. The fact that his father lets his prepubescent child on Discord in the first place, because Destiny is deeply entrenched in online culture. He knows exactly what happens when you're a fatherless child and you're left to your own devices on Discord.
Does he know that there's a Discord server called Gooning with Gary? If he knew what was on, he'd probably let his son. He'd probably let his son
He
on
probably
that
would.
server.
Look, straight up, Destiny is allowing his poor son to be groomed and potentially molested. He knows that this is happening. He knows his son is on there, and he does nothing to intervene. He does nothing to stop it. Look at even the profile picture of Nathaniel. Poor little Nathan Bonnell. It's of a child of the corn. Look at that profile picture. That is a child of the corn from where he was birthed, from where he lived for years, finally finding his way out just to dab on his father. And, he even takes after his dad. Even being separated for many years, he still, does all of his research on Wikipedia, just like Steven. It's genetically hard-coded.
I will add, though, he has gained the ability above his father to actually go onto Wikipedia outside of a debate.
That's true.
He's able to do it just on his own time.
He also goes on to say, someone asks him, when are you taking over your dad? Because this is a family industry,
Yeah.
Someday, Stephen Bonnell, he'll die, and he'll leave his empire to his son. His streaming empire, his poor son, training for years in isolation, will take over and be the king of the leftoid liberal debate space. And someone asks, when are you taking over your dad? He says, after he gets shot dead in Israel or Palestine. I mean, this is a kid who yearns for revenge. He wants his father dead. He's old enough now to know that he has been abandoned, that it wasn't just a trip to the store for cigarettes, that was a lie. A lie told to him by his own father. Can you believe it?
He's also old enough now, at this point, to be an effective child soldier.
That'd be so funny, dude, if he goes over to Palestine because he's like, fuck you, Dad. Fights for them.
Yeah.
On the front lines.
That's like...
he could be a good child soldier, except the fact that, his genetic stock is not that of somebody who would be an effective combatant.
Yeah, that's true. He probably has little hobbly legs.
Yeah, I mean, God, how Destiny kind of looks like Peter Dinklage, but just, slightly taller?
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what Nathaniel's working with. Hopefully his mom is some sort of Nordic Chad and not a Nebraska Chad-S, I guess. And not, some Nebraska stock that Steven abandoned because he got a little bit of E-fame and could instead smash some MIDI thought box. That would be bad for
the truth.
Nathan
Will be
here.
the truth on that subject. I believe will be revealed one day. They're going to write a book about him.
Yeah, they'll write a book about him.
It's bound to happen.
The truth will come out when I finally get a hold of Nathan's docs and spread them out. For everyone to see the progeny that was left behind by his abandoning father. Now, Destiny himself right now is actually in Israel and Palestine.
How can he be in both?
He's traveling back and forth. He said, Wikipedia is not enough. I need to go boots on the ground. I need to stream me going around, seeing what's going on.
Wikipedia is not enough.
Yeah.
Wikipedia might be biased. Whereas if you're boots on the ground, those people aren't going to be biased at all.
Yeah, exactly. He needed a first-hand source. And so he traveled over there, but he was recently accosted. I actually got this video sent to me by a member of the Grillish who saw him there, one of our Palestinian Grillish fighters. And he sent me a video of him accosting Destiny, saying, look, what you're doing is wrong. The positions you've held are wrong. Everything you've done up to this point that's led you here is wrong. And so I'd like to watch that video of Destiny getting dabbed on by a Palestinian gorilla.
I only speak English, sorry. Don't speak any...
יא בן זונה, למה אתה מצלם אותי?
I'm retarded.
בן שרמוטה, למה אתה מצלם אותי? מזדיין בתחת. What does he want?
Destiny didn't understand, but the world understands what he did was wrong. Anywhere he goes, he will know what he did is disgusting.
Yeah, that man clearly wanted him to know that a grill hod has been put out on Destiny's head. Justice for Nathan.
Justice for Nathan, and that's what this is all about at the end of the day. I don't just hate Destiny because he's a weird weaselly cuck, because debate bro culture is stupid and disgusting, because he's fueled hundreds of thousands of people to have opinions and to exercise their First Amendment right to express them. That's not why I go after Destiny. It's because Nathan needs justice. It's because the world needs to know that he was abandoned, that he was left to die, to rot alone, without a father figure, to be groomed on Discord, to be sexually abused and molested by some tranny who owns a server, and that Destiny co-signs that. He says that's fine. I have no problem with that. I'm too busy getting mid-e-girl sniz and being divorced.
So
The world
Orion,
needs to know this, and the Palestinians know it. The Gorillas know it.
yes, the Gorillas know it, and they know that this is a cause that they have to get behind and really fight for. And that's why I'm excited to announce that the Grillcast podcast will be sponsoring and launching a fundraiser, a GoFundMe, to help pay for visits, to make visits happen between Steven and his son, Nathan. Steven's going rate for speaking events is a few $1,000s, for a couple hours. So if we can raise enough, to fund Nathan to have, a couple daddy dates a week, that would be ideal. But really, whatever contributions you can make, the link to the GoFundMe will be coming out soon.
Yeah, we need you to do the speaking event in Nebraska. He's like driving out to it. He's like, this looks a lot like the cornfield I abandoned my son in. This is weird. What's going on here? Am I being duped? Am I being tricked? And then he sees his son and he says, "No, I thought you were dead. How did you survive?"
He goes into a fucking an auditorium. It's just his son with a speaking event. He's like, why the hell are there only one person with a speaking event? I mean, I guess $1,000 is $1,000. I guess so I'll fucking do it. But I mean, it's just so stupid.
Yeah, I wonder if his son's addicted to Adderall yet.
I don't know. I mean, it's likely. You know how it is.
Yeah, probably runs in the family too. So yeah, pray for Nathan Bonnell. We'll have that fundraiser out shortly to make sure that he sees his son at least one more time before the Palestinians put him in an early grave. Micah, do you have anything you would like to bring up? Any segments you would like to do or produce?
Yeah, so I did want to talk about this whole Hunter Biden trial. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I actually have not been following it whatsoever.
So you don't even know why he's on trial?
Was it because of the gun that he dumped in a dumpster?
Well, no, actually, but I'll get into it. So for those of you who are uninitiated, like Orion, Hunter Biden, all-American hero, beloved political figure. He's being basically dragged. His name's being dragged through the mud, and I'll explain why. He's on trial. He's being charged unfairly, I think, with lying on a federal form for purchasing a firearm. You go to the store, you got to purchase a firearm. You have to fill out these little questions. It's universal. And so he checked a box that said, "I am not an addict." So here's the problem. Here's where the problem lies: is that on these little forms, there's no box to check that says, "I'm a frequent enjoyer of crack." They're basically going out of their way to try and define us, asking us a question like that. Are we going to sit here and allow the government to define those kind of qualities in us? I mean, how much drugs qualify as being an addict? Millions of Americans are addicted to caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol, and they're allowed to purchase firearms. Easy peasy. Why should crack be any different? Conservatives were frothing at the mouth when not too long ago, Maryland tried to take away guns from pot smokers, and pot smokers are arguably far more detrimental to society than crackheads. So what sense does this make to you? To me, it makes me upset.
To me, it makes you... Well, to me, I like that you draw the comparison with these potheads because, a pothead, they'll be smoking up, contributing nothing to society. They'll just, be all edibled out and, oh, I negligently discharged. Okay, Hunter Biden was a contributing member to society. He was, making hundreds of thousands of dollars helping Burisma in Ukraine. All right. He makes beautiful works of arts that go for millions because of their stunning beauty, because of their impactfulness, because you look at them and
You want to cry.
you want to cry. You look at them and you see the world in it. You see life, you see death, you see passion, you see power, okay? You see the whole gamut of emotions looking at those beautiful paintings he makes. And why does he have that in him? Why does he have that innate ability to put that out there in the world to actually do something? It's because he smokes crack and doesn't smoke weed.
Yeah.
If he smoked weed, he would just be sitting in his basement, in the White House basement, in his dad's basement, playing Call of Duty, playing Xbox, eating Doritos.
This trial is an attack on America, because we all live vicariously through Hunter Biden. He does all the things that we want to do as Americans. Okay, we want to smoke crack. We want to, fuck prostitutes. We want to flaunt our dicks on a computer and put it on a computer. We want to fuck our dead brother's wife. Like, we all want to do these things. But, he's like Jesus on the cross there, allowing for us to experience this unprecedented level of freedom, which we all have the opportunity to pursue, but realistically, we're not all going to be able to pursue it. And he's there and doing it. And that makes some people mad, especially, coming off of the Trump trial. Now a certain segment of the country feels the attention needs to be turned his way.
Well, that's where all these moralizers and busybodies, that's really where they come from, is a position of jealousy, where they look at him and they say, wow, he gets to do all those things that I never get to do because I'm ugly, I'm poor, I have a small wiener, I don't have like a good drug dealer. If I tried to get drugs, they'd all be trash, bunk, shit. Like, they don't have access to it because God doesn't allow them to have access to the lifestyle that he had. Because he's just better. Because he deserved it. He lived life to the fullest, and we're supposed to charge him with a crime for that? To denigrate him as an addict? What was he addicted to? Being based? Maybe you can convict him on that, but he was a recreational crack enthusiast. Is he smoking crack right now? No, then he can't be that much of an addict.
I concur.
Well, pray for Hunter Biden, pray for Nathan Bonnell.
And be mad.
And be angry. Be incensed.
Act like you just smoked crack.
God, I wish I had some crack right now. But who might have some crack is Chelsea Handler. We'll shut out with this segment. Are you aware of who Chelsea Handler is?
No.
Yeah, she's like,
but I'm open to getting to know her.
Look, she's a white woman.
Oh, never
first
mind.
and foremost. But she's like the most annoying white woman. She's like every negative quality of a white woman distilled into one single human being. And she recently went on Jimmy Kimmel to talk about the upcoming election, as voters do. So let's see what she has to say about her ex-boyfriend, 50 Cent, voting for Trump.
You heard about my ex-boyfriend, right? 50 Cent and his support of Donald Trump.
Yeah, what's going on between you? I saw your tweets and I go, wait, what's happening? Because you said he was your favorite ex-boyfriend and then what does he do? He's supporting Trump?
He says he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes, which, by the way, isn't a plan of Joe Biden's. That's a lie. So he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes because he doesn't want to go from being 50 cent to 20 cent. And I had to remind him that he was a black person, so he can't vote for Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be influencing an entire swath of people who may listen to him because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook. So
that's exactly what you should do.
I haven't heard back from him yet, but I am willing to, seal the deal in more ways than one if he changes his mind and publicly denounces Donald Trump. I might be willing to go for another spin, if you know what I'm talking about.
Can you imagine any worse way to try and sell it?
That sounds like it would be devastating.
Do you think 50 Cent doesn't have like a rotation of women that he can call upon? Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to have sex with my ex-girlfriend who looks like Skeletor.
Yeah.
who not only hit the wall but smashed through it and hit the second wall.
This is a very good example of that, like the inflated ego thing in women these days. Like, how can she be serious? How can she legitimately think that anything she has to say is going to have a major impact on the life of 50 Cent when she's literally just known for being 50 Cent's ex?
Yeah, okay, and that's the thing, is like, not even just anything she could say, but anything she could do. Like, hey, do you want to fucking bust the cobwebs out of my dry, stinky, horrible pussy? Is that what you want to do, 50 Cent? You want to get up in there and do some spring cleaning in my dry...
This will make you vote for Joe Biden. You get one
Yeah, this will do
one
it.
whiff of this.
On one hand, you could have more money because you're taxed less. On the other hand, you could get up inside of me again, your ex-girlfriend. That's the worst possible thing you can do, is sleep with an ex. That's a punishment, especially that ex, an old decrepit crypt keeper.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Kimmel, I feel so bad when I look at Jimmy Kimmel because
And
he was at one time.
it doesn't count towards your high score, which is the most important, part of that.
No, I think that you go -1 bodies if you hit that. It's a negative. I mean, the reason she wants him to come in her is so that she can claim as many souls as possible in one go. That is her motivation for doing it. This is a demon sent from hell. You're black, so you can't vote for Donald Trump, but you can come in the grossest white women possible. That's her mindset. That is her mindset.
When you put it that way.
And, I was saying, when I look at Jimmy Kimmel, I feel so sad because you can look at his eyes and see how lifeless and soulless they are, a husk of what he once was. Like, he had dreams when he started out, I bet, of being a real comedian.
Was he? Oh.
Go ahead.
What was that, Orion?
That was my phone.
That's your ringtone.
That was Messenger. Anyway, he had dreams of being a comedian, of staying true to his art, I would imagine. And now he's just nothing. He's a vacuous void.
Was he something at one point?
I think he did the Man Show with Adam Carolla.
Okay. What's he act like?
Look, I'm saying not like in his success. It's not like he was successful. He got his success by becoming a husk of a human.
I see.
By selling his soul to the dark arts of wingcuckery. That's the deal with the devil that he made. And you can see it in his eyes, the regrets he has. I can see it gazing upon his face.
No,
his lifeless face.
He's definitely pondering, like, the pointlessness of doing this interview.
Yeah, he's just interviewing this woman. She's talking about how 50 Cent can fuck her. And he's just sitting there thinking, how did it come to this? At one point I had dreams. I had aspirations. I had feelings. Now there's nothing. Just an emptiness that lies within me. One that will never be excised. One that will never be filled. And he sold his soul. It's sad to see. It's sad to see. Was
there anything more to the clip, or?
No, that's it.
Oh, sorry. Not trying to be rude. I'm just curious.
You have anything more than that? You're kind of, Anyway, that's about all we got here for the grill issue today. I am once again. What a show! What a great show!
What a good send off.
A good send off indeed. I will be leaving for Alaska once again to. I look at the Israel-Palestine conflict, I think to myself, I could do a little genocide myself right now. It's looking kind of cool over there. I'm jealous. I'm seething. I'm molding. I want that. How come they get to do cool stuff and not me? So I'll be up there genociding salmon, feeding the Americans, the hungry Americans, filling your bellies with delicious, wild-caught sockeye salmon. So you can thank me. You can send me your praise. I will be back in August, and meantime, Micah will be releasing shows very often.
Bi-weekly.
Doing a lot of work.
Yep.
Doing a lot of things to keep the train a-moving.
The presses are going to be hot, people.
The presses will be hot. They'll be steaming.
We got a super secret summer guest host planned.
Oh?
And there will be announcements about that happening very soon.
Wow. I can't wait to hear it. This is news to me. And with that, peace out, my...
I'm old as a boomer.
Grillcast!
Everything cool as long as I'm not Laura Loomer. If you think I'm not number one, I just spell that rumor. Hit the victory royale on some motherfucking coochie. Default dance on a bitch. Hit the default dance on a bitch. Lost dance while I'm flossing in a whip. Victory royale when that chopper hit. Self-incrimination, I have no
Hey, if I
participation.
die out in
Best man
Alaska,
on
will you do like AI voice of me sometimes?
No.
No, you should do
Oh
that.
yeah.
Like, just have me seethe about like justice for Nathan and like
Yeah.
say things were made in a lab. You know, just stuff that I say a lot.
I'm much more likely to die before you are, but sure.
It's a race to the finish, buddy.